The FBI director found that your handling of classified information was sloppy and reckless, but not criminal. He stressed that there was no evidence that you deliberately violated the law, and for that reason you should not be prosecuted. My question is whether you would support a safeguard in the law for all Americans, that no one should go to jail without evidence that they deliberately violated the law.
Where are you going to get the $90 billion per year that you want to spend to bail out Obamacare?
Massive subsidies to higher education have resulted in very high non-completion rates, skyrocketing tuition, and huge credential inflation. How would your higher education policies fix all of these problems?
You've called for a constitutional amendment to overturn Citizens United, a case involving a movie that criticized you. Please explain why the government should get to decide who gets to speak, on what issues, and how long.
The war in Afghanistan has reached its 15-year anniversary with no end in sight. What's your best argument for keeping thousands of American troops there even longer?
You've said that the primary problem with the Common Core National Curriculum Standards has been the messaging. Will you allow states to have the choice of whether or not to adopt the Common Core?
If you become president, how would you use the pen and the phone that President Obama left behind to rewrite Obamacare without Congress?
You've said that eminent domain is a great thing. If Warren Buffett came along and asked the city of New York to seize Trump Tower because he could then pay more tax revenues, would you be okay with that?
Would you reduce the cost of healthcare by allowing telemedicine from other countries, or would you increase healthcare costs by imposing tariffs on telemedicine?
You've stated on a number of occasions that Secretary Clinton should be in jail in connection with her use of a private email server while she was serving as Secretary of State. Do you think it would be appropriate for the President of the United States to comment on the guilt or innocence of a private citizen, including one who has never been formally charged with the commission of a crime?
If you could model America's healthcare system after any other nation's, which nation would you pick?
You've said that Washington should do more to promote school choice. Where's that authorized in the Constitution?
You've said that you would defend vigorously Article 12 of the Constitution. Please describe its provisions.
Some people in the government believe that the president, as commander-in-chief, can override any law, and that the president can decide when our country is at war. Is that your view?
Given that you have taken numerous companies into bankruptcy and that you reported a one-year loss of nearly $1 billion, should the American people expect similarly dismal performance in the American economy in the event that you are elected president?
Several states have moved to treat marijuana like alcohol, allowing sales for adults. Should the federal law on marijuana be repealed so that each state can decide for itself?
The United States has been at war for 15 years now in the name of fighting terrorism. We're now making war in 7 countries, one way or another: Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Libya, Yemen, and Somalia. What would victory look like in these campaigns? And if you're president, would any of these wars end?
New regulations aimed at financial stability have hammered innovation and entrepreneurship. What specific policies would you put forward to restore dynamism to the American economy?
Police departments across the United States receive equipment and weapons designed for war from the federal government. Will this continue under your administration?
If a voter doesn't want to support one of the 2 most unpopular candidates in American history, should they support your opponent or maybe a third-party candidate?